Amassing wealth is by far every Kenyan's dream. However, when it is amassed through the dark tunnel of graft, now that's actually where the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission steps in. With regards to discharging their mandate, how well, rather I should say, has EACC performed in that particular regard? Well, that forms the basis of our conversation today here on Business Glide. I'm truly honored that you've joined us for yet another edition of this show that we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya's economy. My name is Mwenja, truly. And now to help me dissect into this conversation is none other than Vihiga's biggest expert and Kenya's most sought after political analyst and public scholar, Herman Manyora. How are you doing, sir?
Thank you. Fine.
Luombe's firebrand.
Yeah.
I'm actually seeing a number of your village mates tweeting on Jadiel Kabiro Live saying Professor is going places.
Thank you.
All right, sir. We are looking at her issues to do with graft. You actually covered it in your previous live with Jadiel Kabiro. But let's advance this conversation and look at it from the optic of EACC and how it is discharging its mandate.
Yes.
You've seen recently EACC is seeking, has actually filed suit wanting to seize the property of former Kiambu Governor Ferdinand Waititu that is worth 1.94 billion, if I'm not wrong. Would you say that now EACC is finally walking the talk with regards to taming issues of people abusing their position of trust to loot public coffers?
The first thing I would ask, why Waititu? Why Babaya? With all these thieves around, why him alone? Yes, why him?
We definitely have to have a starting point, you know.
No.
Is it mere politics coming in?
No, it may not be politics, but it's just a shoddy job.
Really?
Yeah. Why Waititu? Everybody here is a thief.
All right, sir.
Or a thief ni yule ameshikwa. People say mwizi ni yule ameshikwa, eh? Fine. It's a good thing. Kenyans are happy that at least they are seeing efforts. They are seeing that some of these thieves can have their property seized by the state. That's good.
All right. Yeah. Now that we're talking about matters former governor of Kiambu, let's talk about issues to do with the graft at the devolution level. Would you say coming up with devolution, in a way, it was a blessing in disguise in that, yes, we are trying to fully exploit local economies that are far away from the center of Nairobi, but some way we have actually decentralized graft, whereby now we are seeing graft happening at 47 counties all over the country. Would you say devolution has brought about issue of decentralizing graft in this country?
Yeah, people say we have devolved graft, but you cannot deny the fact that devolution has brought some noticeable change. There are counties in this country that have never had certain things since independence, like even a kilometer of tarmac. Now they have some hospitals and what's up. So graft has devolution has done something. But unfortunately, we didn't seem to have prepared for it. And therefore, we didn't put in place sufficient structures. And governors, especially first-time governors, held a field day looting their counties.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. We are seeing EACC in as much as it's charged with investigating and dealing with graft. It has also been supported by other agencies, talk of the Director of Criminal Investigations, DCI, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. But however, recently we have seen an ongoing tiff between DCI and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, that is Nuruddin Haji. And this actually with regards to the DCI team is accusing Haji and his office of overstepping their mandate and actually overtapping the power to investigative issues in this country. And we also seen the confusion about matters to do with the charge sheet and so forth. Would you say we actually need, sooner than later, a regulatory framework and a guideline to oversee coordination between such agencies?
I don't think we need all this drama from them. We need work. We need investigations and prosecutions and convictions. That's what we need. The drama of
who is superior and so
between who is who, between DCI and ODPP, Kenyans don't need that. Kenyans want to see some action. But if there is an overlap that is causing a problem, then certainly we should address that overlap and spell it out clearly in law. What is the mandate of EACC? What is the mandate of ODPP? But you see, I've always argued, the reason why there are all these issues, these are busybodies. These are simple jobs that can be done by police officers.
Or military intelligence?
No. Military is a different set. Police officers, because the people we call, the things we call corruption, there's nothing corruption, it's just theft. And the police are well trained to do that. Just arrest thieves, prepare a prosecution file and take to court. You don't need the EACC, you don't even need this ODPP, all these.
Or DCI?
These are busybodies.
I see.
DCI should be a specialized arm of police to deal with serious fraud, highly specialized fraud or crime. But this is just theft. You put a man in charge of government money, he just steals. What do you need EACC for, or DPP, or this guy? What for? A guy who just puts his hand in government coffers. You should just arrest him, prepare a file, take it to court, and in jail. You don't need any of these things. These are busybodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Presidential candidate Raila Odinga back in 2015 was actually summoned by EACC over the 140 billion Kenya shillings Eurobond scandal. And actually he never showed up to be interrogated by EACC, and actually said that EACC is more of a sham and he doesn't have trust in that agency per se. Now that he's gunning for the presidential bid, should he clinch that seat come August 9th, 2022, would you say that he'll be willing to work with this very same agency that in the recent past he has accused and said he doesn't have confidence in it, not even an inch of confidence?
When Raila becomes president, if what he fought for all these years must be taken serious and must translate into something, we must remove all these smoke screens and sham institutions. All of them. That they serve no purpose. Just remove them, remove EACC, remove all these things. Let's just remain simple and do the job in a simple way. And let's tell the courts, we are giving you a law within which you will operate. And within 6 months, appeal up to the highest possible level. All graft cases should have been finished 6 months.
Are you somewhat signaling that with
we
the
just strengthen the police in terms of prosecution? Sometimes, when the police were the prosecutors, they made certain mistakes because they were not trained. So we just reinforced the police department by giving them lawyers, people who have had the first degree law among their police recruits, who then do the prosecution work. And we abolish all these other unnecessary bodies like EACC. They serve no purpose.
With the Raila presidency.
But then have something like serious crimes of department.
Special branch.
No, that's different. It's like in the UK, they have serious fraud office in terms of skimming the public out of his money.
Economic crimes.
Yeah, or economic crimes. And then we have the same serious department within the judiciary. And then we have the DCI strictly for matters that require serious investigation, serious crime. Yeah, not mixing DCI with all man. These thieves. Why do you involve DCI in thieves?
And DPP.
These are just thieves. These are just simple, stupid thieves who don't even use intelligence to steal. I've always argued in this country, you don't need any specialization to arrest these thieves, prosecute them, and jail them.
Judiciary
A first-year law student and a first-year police recruit. Constable. They can prosecute any of these things you are calling corruption. Because this guy is stealing in a very stupid way. There is no intelligence that goes into stealing. You saw the NYS, people carrying money in sacks. What with under CCTV camera? What do you need EACC for that? What do you need your DPP for that? What do you need DCI for? These are simple thieves. Just arrest them, take them to court, and let them get either discharged or convicted.
So with the Raila presidency, would you say that probably EACC is on its way out now that Raila at some point said he doesn't trust it?
If Raila did 5 years without removing EACC, I will not take him serious.
All right.
Yeah, I will not take him serious.
EACC has actually come forward and decried intimidation of its officers whenever they are sent out to do some investigations or some prosecution. They have decried the issue of godfathers existing, whereby you've seen the recent case with one of the civil servants who was employed at the correctional services who is accused of stealing 250 million Kenya shillings through fraudulent contracting deals, and is actually a kinsman of former financier Henry Rotich. When such cases come on board, don't you also feel that EACC has a point in that the officers are sent, but the intimidation is coming from big people in the side?
In America or the UK, you try.
Because I'm a son to see.
Just try. Institutions are work independent of individuals.
No matter
when you have serious institutions. So the problem with us, we have institutions to please foreigners. EACC and its predecessors were put in place not because you wanted to fight corruption, because Moi wanted to show the world, please, we are serious about corruption. Not because you're serious about fighting corruption. Serious people don't have this kind of useless institutions. They just arrest people and charge them. You don't need all these institutions. And once an agency is set up, it will do its job. It does not matter whether you are the son of the president, they will arrest you.
With utmost independence.
Yes, they will arrest you. The problem with us is that we have not put these institutions in place to work. It's just a PR thing, smoke screen, just to play around with the world and that we are serious. But if you had established any of these agencies with the sole purpose of them working, all these thieves will be in jail.
For many Kenyans decrying the issue of graft in this country, how long could it take for this nation to achieve that point whereby if it's Manyora being investigated by EACC, there's no call that's going to come from State House or whatever point to say don't touch Manyora? How long could it take?
It will take as long as it will take to get the right mind in State House. One man or one woman. I can vouch for Mother Karua.
Or Gladys Bolshole.
Forget that.
All right.
Mother Karua in State House, thieves will just be running away. Nobody will even touch money. Just before she's sworn in, thieves will have run away.
And also a firebrand at National Treasury.
Yeah.
That's all we need as a country.
That's all you need. A serious person at Treasury, a serious person, but just one person in State House, one. And you just send the signal, Mwanzo mpya, mwamuko mpya, a new beginning.
A new dawn.
A new dawn for this country.
Arise and shine.
A country with a future for its children and grandchildren. A country anybody will be proud to belong. A country where there's fairness, justice, and plenty for all within the boundaries. A country which in 10 years will be eating and dining with the top nations of the world. A country that within 15 years will be at par, if not more than South Korea and
Singapore.
And all these new tigers. A country that can go to the UN and talk and people listen.
Stamp the authority.
That's what the president I'm talking about will do.
Actually, that sentiment reminds me of what you captured in your book, Why Things Won't Work in Kenya.
Yes.
Perhaps citing that you should grab that copy of the book by Herman Manyora, published by Hillman Publishers, a top-notch book that is really making waves in the world of scholars. Sir, it reminds me we've had issues to do with land grabbing in this country, which is a highly emotive subject. You've seen EACC try to up its game and recovered 5 billion worth of land that was grabbed from the Kenyan Meteorological Department. There are quite a number of parcels of land that have been grabbed by private people or officers, state officers, and so forth. President Uhuru Kenyatta has actually condemned such activities in this country. What will it take for us to empower EACC enough so that we don't have issues whereby state officers are grabbing public land? We no longer have issues of Uhuru Gardens land being part of it being grabbed and so forth and so on.
I think my stand is very simple. Let us start somewhere. Let us make it impossible for anybody to grab an inch of land, to steal a shilling from the public, going forward.
We digitized the land registry recently.
And those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Then let's clean the land registry. Let's come up with new policies. Mm-hmm. After we have put those measures in place, we may look behind without a lot of attention on some of the things that have happened. Because everybody has stolen. All this land people own is stolen land, most of it. Very few people can say this 100 acres are mine, I bought with my money. Either you bought with stolen money or you grabbed the land. Where is the ADC land? Where land, the parcels of land that belong to government, to railways, to where, to schools, to universities. People have stolen and built them, riparian land. I mean, I am of the opinion that we need to stop theft and tighten so that nobody can steal, whether it's land or public money.
All right.
And make it a very paying and painful punishment if you ever tried.
All right.
Then we might have to go back, not very seriously, maybe just looking at excesses. But again, we may just be buying time. We may be kicking the can down the road. A man will come up and will grow these buildings, all of them. It has happened in other countries. A guy could come and say, okay, let's start afresh.
A revolution.
Yeah, just say, let's start afresh. We want all government land back to government. All public land back to public. We don't care what is there. Run away and leave it. If you are put there at school, just run away. Leave it there. Don't ever talk about it. Just go away. Don't look behind. you could be safe. Just run away from this land.
And let kids in Langata Primary
Let schools,
educating.
let whatever you are doing for it, we shall find work for the structures. Run out, even if it's your house you live in. Don't even park. Kimbia too. We shall put it to use.
Well said, sir.
Yeah.
59 years later, after Kenya gained its independence, patriotic Kenyans continue to pay taxes to the government of Kenya. However, in return, they're expecting, of course, value for their money, that is taxes, through accessing easy access to government services and services that are actually given through a most transparent way. If you look at the issues to do with the integrity of our Huduma centers spread across the country and frontline services offered at government parastatals and so forth, we've had some shady underdealings being taken on. Perhaps why EACC has launched a number of stingy operations in a number of Huduma centers in Kibera and curbed a few people working in cahoots with other officials in the government. Would you say it's high time now that we go outside Nairobi and look at the integrity issues in all Huduma centers, whereby every Kenyan, to access a birth certificate, national ID, it will no longer be the case of you have to bribe someone for a passport, for a visa, and all that kind of thing?
First of all, we must laud the government for starting Huduma. It has brought this Huduma center. They've been a game changer. They have transformed the way government deals with the citizens. Let's not. Let's not be mean with our praise for government. But you know, Kenyans,
corruption dens.
Any opportunity to make a shilling, whether it be birth certificate or what, even death certificate, even in a mortuary.
Come on.
Yeah, going to collect your body. You hear the mortuary. I used to see it in Kakamega when I used to stay there. I used to be a man, let me not mention his name, maybe he died a long time ago. You go looking for him, the first thing he used to carry was a packet of cigarette of Senate. He used to smoke a cigarette Senate. You go and look for him. Otherwise, he will not come.
To collect
so it is Kenyans given half an opportunity to steal, to make a coin, they'll do it. They'll swindle you, they'll swindle the government, swindle the public. So it's like what I'm saying is there must be a new dawn. There must be a conscious effort to say, ladies and gentlemen, no country would ever develop in this manner. No country would ever
develop in that manner.
That for us to develop, we must change. We must be a country that has values. We must know that if we continue stealing in the manner we are stealing, this country will collapse. And in fact, I keep saying that it is the rich who will suffer most. You know, if I stopped working where I'm working and I don't have a salary, I don't have a pension, I go back to Lombe, I'll suffer. But the man in Kibera who comes from Lombe, he'll just go to Lombe. There will be very little difference, very minimal change. It is you in Karen who will feel it when you are no longer staying in that Karen, because you not stay there when things are not working well. If you are in Lavington, I keep saying Lavington, my student laugh. In Lavington, you are there because there is peace and there is stability in the country. That peace and stability can be highly compromised by certain economic challenges the country could face. When it's no longer possible for a normal person to get a normal meal, when out of every 10 young men, only one has meaningful employment, sustainable. 9 don't have. It's no longer sustainable. What does that mean? It simply means things could get out of control. And once things get out of control, it is those in the middle class and above, especially the middle class, who are used to certain comforts, who will feel the pinch.
All right.
They will feel the pinch. They should ask countries that have gone through this. It is they who feel the pinch. Because that mortgage of yours is disrupted. That nice little girl of yours, the school she goes to, she no longer goes to that school. The shopping you are used to, you take for granted, you no longer do that. You now must live the life of a person in Kibra and leave that house of yours for a person in Kaongware who will come and stay in.
All right, there you have it from the firebrand himself, Herman Manyora, Kenya's most sought after and loved public policy analyst as well as a political scientist. Well, before I leave, allow me give very warm credits to our fan of the week. This week, we go all the way to Trans Nzoia County, County Executive, Dr. Robert Masinde.
Dr. Robert Masike in the land of Natembea.
Yes.
And Wamalwa. Thank you very much, Bob.
All right.
For being part of us.
I see. Well, continue watching our subsequent editions that come to you every Monday here on Herman Manyora channel. We are always honored whenever you give us feedback on how the show is doing, and also when you give us suggestions on what we should cover concerning your economy. Also remember that this conversation has been about the issue of EACC and how fast it should expedite its efforts in fighting graft in this country, and perhaps how better we could empower it so that it discharges its mandate to the best level it can. My name is Richard Mwenja. Always a pleasure having you with us on board. Until next time, God bless.